Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Deborah Liu, Director of Product Management at Facebook, for this morning's kickoff keynote session.
Can you tell me what was on his mind? He says, money, honey, yeah. Money, honey.
Hey, everybody. Did you have a late night? Come on. Good morning, everybody. Come on. All right, come on, let's wake up. It's early, and we're in Vegas, I understand. But we're here to talk about payments, something super exciting, so I hope you have that energy to bring to the session. So welcome to all of you to the third day. I'm Deb. I am the Director of Product Management for Platform Monetization, which includes payments, social commerce, and mobile app ads. A bunch of things at Facebook. I actually have been in this industry for over a decade, and I spent some time at PayPal, which a lot of you have. And 4 years ago, I got a call from a friend who said, we'd love for you to come work on payments at Facebook. And I know what you're thinking. That's awesome. The first thing I think about when I think about Facebook is payments, right? You actually probably thought what I thought, which was, oh, they do payments. That's interesting. And so, I talked to them, and I said, what do you do in payments here? What kind of payments do you do? And it was still really early days in the payment system there. And they said, we'd love for you to figure out a way to build a second line of business with us for payments. And I thought, this is an amazing opportunity. And so I took the plunge, went to Facebook, and eventually we built what became our developer payments or Facebook credits product. And what I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about Facebook and payments and commerce, and some of the things that we've seen, and some of the things that we're exploring, and how we want to revolutionize the industry. So, there's 1 billion people on Facebook. I think most of you have heard that. And when you think about this 1 billion people, this is what you see, the people-to-people connections. People and their friends. They are connected. Tara is connected to John. But also beyond just being friends, they can gift to each other, they can share to each other, they can chat with each other, they can throw stickers at each other. All of those things possible on Facebook. You're thinking, what else can you do on Facebook? It is not just about people-to-people connections, because you're actually connected to so much more in your life. You're connected to pages that you like. You might like Macy's. That is a page that you're connected to. You might be reviewing the JackThreads app. That is an app that you have on your phone that you're excited about sharing. You might love a Nike shoe, and you like that on a page. All of those things are also part of Facebook. That is part of the experience of Facebook, not just being there with your friends, but also being there with the brands that you like, the products that you love, the apps that you use, the games that you play. All of that is part of Facebook. So I'll ask you a question. This is audience participation here. How many of you use Facebook platform? I hope everybody's raising their hand. I see about, 60% of you raised your hand. Well, if you've ever liked something, ever shared something, used a social plugin, if you have ever logged into a website with Facebook, you have used the Facebook platform. There are people who are logging into Facebook 850 million times. This is the people, 850 million logins a month. People click on that button, and in lieu of putting in their email address and their password, they're basically logging into these sites with Facebook and using that and tying it to their identity on Facebook. We're generating 4.5 billion likes a day on over 10 million apps and websites. These are 10 million apps and websites that have the like button, the share button, the login button. These are all part of the Facebook ecosystem, something which is so much beyond what I imagined when I first joined this team. But you're asking yourself, what does this have to do with payments? Well, underneath all of that, we have a payment system that supports our platform. We are supporting 55 currencies and over 80 payment options and doing over 1 million transactions a day. This is part of the core competency that you don't see. When you think newsfeed, when you think photo tagging, when you think sharing, when you think messaging, this is what you don't see, which is underneath there's a team that is really focused on driving user conversion, that are understanding the underlying payments for both our developers and for our advertisers. As we built this system out, our rule was, if we can add incremental value by adding more payment options or more currencies, if we can make our payment options better or faster, we will try to do that. And we've continued to invest in this and built the developer ecosystem over the last few years. We now support over 1 million advertisers. 1 million advertisers, a lot of which are small businesses just paying straight from our flow. You probably see this right now. You go to your page if you want to promote a post. That is part of Facebook payments. If you go to a game and you pay, again, part of Facebook payments. Somebody powers those gifts that you send to each other. That is also part of Facebook payments. Last year, over 100 developers generated more than $1 million each on our platform, and we paid out over $2 billion in developer payments. That is the business that I came in to build, and that is the core of what Facebook payments can do. But over the years, as we build things, you start thinking about what is the next thing we want to build? What is the next thing that we want to do? But one thing that Facebook always does is we are always focused on core growth. Actually, one of our big verticals is actually called growth, and that's one of the biggest teams at Facebook because they're really focused on user growth, engagement growth. So we created a payments growth team a few months ago just to try this out on payments as well. Your systems, over time, you design something, it's perfect, you think, and then you continue to iterate and you continue to grow. And so what we did was we built a growth team to say, let's take a fresh look at everything that we do. Let's test everything, all of our hypotheses that we've been working on, and let's see if we can do better. So we set a big goal for that team to really increase conversion, because that's the metric by which we measure things. And here's what we found. So actually, this is an interesting story, which is that we were actually trying to bring credit cards in line. What happened was there was a flow. It says you can select credit card, PayPal, maybe another option, direct debit, something else. And we said, hey, it would be really great when you click on credit card that we, instead of taking you to a separate page, we would actually put you in the same session right there with the 16-digit PAN and the expiration date. We thought that would be great. So we redesigned the flow, tested a bunch of variants, and you know what? It showed a 30% lift in conversion. And when we looked at that data, we said, this is absolutely wrong. Let's do the test all over again. So we separated the test and did it again. And we realized that actually it was not bringing the credit card in line. That was actually a 2% increase in conversion. It was the fact that we had a coupon box right in the middle of our flow. For those of you who work in commerce, you know that that's one of the deadly sins of a checkout flow, that having a coupon box gives Google lots of traffic to search for coupons. And people were just dropping off. And so what we did was we made this change where now there's a checkbox if you have a coupon. We didn't change coupon redemption, but we increased flow conversion by 30%. We've done other things as well. Some other things that we've tested was early on in the games payments flow, we said, okay, too many fields is a bad thing. So we started removing fields. We used to even collect your first name and last name, and we'd remove that a long time ago. And then in the fit of removal, we removed the billing address and city, zip, and state. That's great. But one of those tests from a few years ago said, hey, when you collect zip code, people are actually converting better. And we weren't sure why. And we saw the data, and we thought that was an anomaly. So we ignored it. And we basically kept the simple flow, which is just collecting the credit card information. And then what happened next was interesting. Recently, we tested adding back the zip code for the credit card. That's all we did. We didn't pass it to anybody. We just collected. It was just a text field. And we increased conversion on that flow by 1.4%. Think about that. Just collecting extra information increases conversion. Information that we weren't actually even using to send to our processor. We also did something pretty simple, which was we added the word debit next to the word credit. We like clean flows. Fewer words is better. It's easier for translation. But we said, hey, let's just try this out. We thought this was a crazy idea, but it did lift the resulting conversion on that flow by 1.5%. And here's another example, which is, with credit cards, we would default the expiration date. It would be the same month that we're in, it would be the same year we're in, and people would change it. Clearly a really, really bad idea because people wouldn't change it, and they would get through the flow. but then their credit card would expire by the end of the month. And so what we did was we didn't default it, and it resulted in a 1% lift in payer rate. These are just little lessons that we've learned over the last few months of trying this, and some lessons that you can learn also, which is that we don't know all the answers. We don't know exactly what's going to work. And in fact, of all these 4 tests, we probably did about 20 to 30 tests that resulted in these changes. And as we learn these lessons, we hope that we can share those with you in this industry, but we can also teach ourselves ways that we can do better. We do read a lot of your white papers and got some of these ideas from some of the things that we've read in the industry, and we will continue to participate in that and grow. I think you guys recognize this, the seismic change in our industry, the move to mobile. This is something which has been a long time in the making and yet caught us all by surprise at the same time. And so mobile has been just amazing. It took us 8 years to reach 1 billion users on the web, on desktop. And within 4 years, we are at 600 million. You can see the growth rates there have been tremendous on mobile. And we're now at over 800 million people who use Facebook on their phone. Think about that, 800 million people using Facebook on their phone in record time. But that presents its own set of challenges. So it used to be, you want to set up a web presence. This is awesome. You go hire a team, you build an amazing website, and you drive traffic to it. You buy keywords, you buy ads, people come to it, they use it, it's great. Then in moving to mobile, you would have to make sure your site was great, you had a great site, that your site was responsive. And now there's just a deep move to apps. And so within a short period of time, you see that time spent in apps is continuing to increase as percent of the time spent on mobile web has flattened out. But apps present its own problems. And you know what? 80% of time spent by users is in apps. And that is a new challenge, which is not just launching a website on www or launching an site, but it is now building a whole new experience with a whole new acquisition channel that you need to build, and you have to get people engaged. This is a whole new world that all of us are facing together in this industry, and something which we spent a lot of time thinking about. And so, as part of the Facebook platform, this is our way of supporting that new app ecosystem. So we have tools to help you build your apps that you can launch on cross-platform, that you can help host. All of those tools are available through our acquisition of Parse. We have a Parse service. We also have the like and share button. We have login. We have all of these tools that you can use to help build an amazing app. And then you get an app. You need to grow it. You need to get people to install it. And finally, you need to monetize, obviously, so you can start this cycle all over again. And so fundamentally, we've seen 2 major problems with this new app economy. One is that you build an app, you launch an app, you're very excited about that app, and this app is launched into an app store, and you're very excited, and you realize that you don't know how to help people find it. How do you find the customers for your app? Are people looking for the bank app? Are they typing in, looking for your mobile money app? Is that how people do things? Well, that's been a huge challenge. And so one of the things that we built is mobile app install ads. And so what you could do is actually find your customers. In Newsfeed, one of the most trafficked places, one of the most engaging places online. You can actually place something about your app into Newsfeed, introduce them to your app, tell them about your app. In this example, Hotel Tonight is looking for travelers who are excited about traveling last minute. You're looking for specific demographics. I'm not sure what happened there, but somebody needs more coffee this morning, it sounds like. Someone might have fallen asleep at the switch back there. So you get customers for your app. If you go to the App Store and you search for hotels, you might find a ton of apps. Some hotels have their own apps, some reward programs have apps, and Some of them are travel. But how do you find users who are perfect for a last-minute travel app? That is something you can find on Facebook. Or your Gulf Bank. You want to reach your users. You want to target, this is a bank in the country of Kuwait, the second largest bank. You want to find users in your market. You don't want to run banner ads everywhere. What you want to do is actually find your specific customers. You can do that on Facebook as well. You bring your customer list to us, and we will actually show this ad through our custom audiences tool, which will allow you to find your own customers and show this and speak directly to them in Facebook Newsfeed. Well, that's great. You get a bunch of installs, you're super excited. How do you actually get people to come back? You know, if you look at a phone, this is what my phone looks like. There's actually 4 pages of this. You know, 50% of apps are abandoned within a month of their first install. Well, what can we do there? How can we help? Let's say, you know, how often are you really going to your banking app? I have my banking app, and I use it to take pictures of my checks to deposit, but I actually don't go there every day. So I don't even know what's new unless, you know, in every couple weeks I might have a check that I want to cash. And so how do you bring people back? So now we have a tool that allows you to engage your users. Let's say that my banking app introduces P2P or group payments. How do they tell me? How do they bring me back? Well, one of those ways is to actually come back to Facebook Newsfeed and actually engage those users and tell them, we have launched something new, come back. This, again, is a part of what we want to do, is engaging users for the long term. And so you see here, you can see a number of different apps that have used our product. But more than that, you can see how the ecosystem is moving, which is you get installs, you get engagement, and the final step, and this is where a lot of payments comes in, is purchase. So you think about purchasing. I actually like to shop online only. And you know, how many times have you gone to a website or an app, and you get to the end, and you're like, this is what I'm faced with. I have an item I want, and I have, I don't know, 15, 20 fields to fill out. And I'm sitting there, I'm balancing a credit card in my lap on a 4-inch screen, and I'm trying to figure out, how can we do this better? And so here's something that we've been testing with, we've been talking to a lot of people in the industry with, and would love to show you a different way to do this. So you're on Facebook, come here, you log. Open up Facebook, you see an item that you're super excited about. You click on Shop Now, and you get to the App Store. You don't have the app in place, so you install it. You download, faster than you can download here. And you open up the app. Oh, how can I do this quickly? I can log in with Facebook. Just click there, and now I am ready to shop. There's my watch that I wanted to buy. I click on it, can add it to my cart, and I am ready to check out. Oh, here's the dreaded form fields. I click on it, I see large form fields, or I have this alternative. I could autofill all that information with my Facebook information. I have a bunch of information on Facebook I can share with this app. There's a secure handshake in the back end where the credit card is actually passed to the gateway or partner so that even the app doesn't have to do a ton of integration work. Everything is ready to go, and in less than a minute, I have made a purchase. This is the kind of future we hope to build. We're starting to test this, but with your partnership and your ideas, this is the future that we can make mobile payments. We can make it easy, we can make it simple. We can have apps like JackThreads and all the other apps out there build an easy, simple system that can take you from newsfeed to purchase and back in just a minute. And what we want to do is invite you to join us as we really think through how to solve this mobile conversion problem. As you know, mobile conversion is typically a third to a fifth as good as it is on desktop. That is a challenge that all of us need to face, and a lot of us are thinking about that problem. and invite all of you to help us figure out how to work with us to figure out how to solve this problem. Because the future of commerce will be mobile, and we want to be there with you. Thank you very much.